My name is Michael. I'm a heathen by definition, and I'm a twin flame in separation. I'm going to do a divine masculine reading today. I'm going to do the same 9-card grid, each card clarified with 2 more cards, for a total of a 27-card read of the 72-card deck. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You know my mind. You know my heart. You know my intentions, Lord. You know that I only seek truth. You know that I only want to pass truth. Lord, is there anything that I can share in regards to this divine masculine today? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. The first card for this divine masculine. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We have the Ace of Swords. This is the rewards for seeking through the levels of the suit of swords, which is truth and battles. There's a king's crown around this. This masculine has divine peace and understanding in regards to truth and embattlements. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Beautiful first card. Thank you, Lord, for this masculine. Can I get another card? Lord, what else do you have to tell me for the divine masculine? Is there anything I can convey to help the masculine on their path? We have Temperance. This card has been coming up for both the divine feminine and masculine in just about every reading you will watch in the last week. This card is all about strength by fire, but strength not as in rigidity, rather strength and flexibility, being able to bend without breaking, being able to compromise. Thank you, Lord. 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 She is doing the work necessary to go through the fire to temper this new truth. She's still new. Ace can be a high card in the deck, but it could also be a 1, which is the low card in the deck. Thank you, Lord. She's new to this spiritual truth and awareness. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It's not as much a gift as it is a reward for this masculine, because Temperance is doing the work, being hurt in such a way that it makes you actually seek answers instead of seeking bandages or masks such as drugs or such as sex. This is actually looking at the battles they've been through and the truth of situations they've been in. Never believe, if there's a feminine watching this, that this journey is not just as hard for your masculine. Thank you, Lord. They know that they love you just as certain as you are. Thank you, Lord. And just as you feel lost being out of union and can't understand why you can't let go, the masculine has been struggling over the same reason, but they're trying to let you go to seek another path. And you're trying to seek another path because they let you go. It's equal and opposite. Thank you, Lord. This masculine is going through fire and has gone through fire and did the work required to come out with this Ace of Swords. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Pain is the best teacher, and that is a fact. But at a close second is victory. And the only reason that victory is in second is because it happens much less often. In other words, it is a rarity relative to defeat and to pain. Thank you, Lord. It could have been no other way. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is someone who is happy or content with that they value, or their suit of pentacles, whether that's money or whether that's spiritual or emotional value. It's whatever this person values. Thank you, Lord. 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 This is someone who is pleased with their work. I think that is the path that they have been trying to find. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We have this Three of Pentacles. This is a reoccurring card as of late also, for both masculine and feminine. It's all about someone who shares your value, who is in partnership with you, who not only takes of that value, but gives equally in balance. This is seeking a partnership. She is seeking and has been seeking a partnership where she could be abundant as well as content. You might say that she has been being, if not selfish, self-absorbed, focusing on pentacles, that she has to have the best of both worlds. Thank you, Lord. Let's keep going. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We have the Eight of Swords. This is someone who feels trapped, either by truth or by obstacles. She is blind. This is someone who is lost on their way. This is someone who sees no way to unbind herself. Thank you, Lord. This is despair. This is despair. She knows the truth, that it is the seeking of this pentacles that has surrounded her in these swords. That's the obstacle. How can you love doing something with somebody and be happy not doing that at the same time? Thank you, Lord. 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 Can I get another card for this divine masculine? Can I progress the message for this masculine? Thank you, Lord. 2 cards popped out. I only take one. But we had Justice pop out, and we had the Tower. Every reading I have done in the last 2 weeks at least, for divine or feminine, have come up with this Tower. This is the universe intervening in someone's life in order to teach a lesson in such a way that it becomes a part of this person's being, and it is an actual physical change, whether that be family situation, a job, feeling trapped by these swords in search of her pentacles, has caused towers for this masculine. That's the temperance that it's talking about. That is the fire by which she has been made both strengthened and flexible at the same time. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It had to become real. It had to become real. Thank you, Lord. But it is real for this, and it is justice. This masculine has not received justice in their pinnacles and their understanding of truth about this. You have to seek someone with the same value as you to be able to be a complete partner. Thank you, Lord. You have to share the same values. And she hasn't been chasing the pinnacles that she truly values. Thank you, Lord. This is wearing a mask. Thank you, Lord. Can I get one card for this masculine? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. What message can I give to the masculine? Thank you, Lord. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Exactly like I was saying, and exactly like my last masculine reading was saying. This masculine has mastered, through the tempering of this Eight of Swords, while longing for the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Thank you, Lord. The Ten of Pentacles is about emotional and spiritual abundance. It's about understanding and discerning what worth is, and in so doing, what worth is not. Thank you, Lord. Furthermore, the Ten of Pentacles has a shield in the middle. Most people associate this with a coat of arms and also the family or ancestors. However, in this deck, I do not. I see the shield as protection, but I see the cross as unconditional love. The cross represents Christ. And I see Christ as unconditional love, because that's all he ever taught. Love your brother, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for this completion. Thank you, Lord. 2 8s, and on a side note, I have seen at least 20 twin 8s on license plates today. Feel free to comment if you have been seeing crazy 8s also. Can I get one? Oh, thank you, Lord. We have this moon card. The moon card is usually about deceptions. It's about secrets or things hidden. But it could also be about things being illuminated, because the sun lights up the moon lights up the darkness. It could also represent cycles. It could also represent nature and being in tune with nature. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Let's get some more cards, Lord. Let's get some cards, Lord. Oh. Spirit has thrown 2 cards. We have the World card, and we have the Knight of Swords. This masculine is wanting to rush in. The Knight of Swords is the fastest knight in the deck. Consequently, it is usually the quickest to leave. It's about passion. It's about standing in your truth. It's about overcoming obstacles and no longer fearing battles. He is ready to rush in and cut away anything that does not serve him. Thank you, Lord. And his truth is his world. His wish come true. Thank you, Lord. 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck again. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Can I get one card? Thank you for the message, Lord. You know my heart. You know my intentions. You cannot get order from chaos. Therefore, you cannot get chaos. Order from chaos. We have the Four of Swords. This is someone who has or needs to lay down their swords and rest after a vicious battle. But it's not forgetting that there's still battle to be waged. There's a dragon outside this window. But this is someone who has become balanced enough to be able to know that they have to take time for themselves. Thank you, Lord. They have to be true to themselves. They have to stop fighting what is with what either they think it should be or others convince them that it should be. With this 10 of Pentacles and the search for the partnership and the content collection of pentacles, I have to believe they know. Thank you, Lord. We have 2 cards. Lord, I'm not going to be able to keep reading. Those are good cards, but I'm not. We need one card at a time. You know how I roll. We have the 7 of Swords, which is also a reoccurring card for both the feminine and the masculine. Both of them mirroring heavily and have been for at least the last week. Since about Friday, they have been heavily mirroring. This is about some say selfishness, as the person has 5 swords in their hand, but they're still looking back at the other 2 in a sneaky way or a suspicious way. Thank you, Lord. I don't always take this card as that. More often, I take this card as somebody who thought they would be less embattled somewhere, and now their hands are full of pain, of swords. He has the swords in his hands. The blades, not the handles. That's pain that he is carrying with him. And he's looking back at the 2 little swords. It's regret. It's regret. He's regretting this moon. And it's got him feeling trapped. Because now he knows the truth. But I happen to think that this masculine thinks that there has been too much pain for him to get his worth now. This is why all the swords, 1/3 of the cards are swords. Well, over 1/3. We have 4 out of 9 that are swords. Thank you, Lord. They feel trapped because their path led them through so many battles and through so many false truths that they don't see a way back from the secrets. Or maybe they're just now seeing a way back. Thank you, Lord. This moon card is the key to this masculine's 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords tell me that they know that in a real way, and that is causing real physical either doubt or possibly depression. This is somebody that is deeply regretful. Thank you, Lord. Can I have 2 cards, one at a time, to clarify this Ace of Swords? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes. We have the 5 of Vessels, and this has also been coming out a lot for both, but a lot more for the divine masculine. This is someone that has 3 cups, which represent emotion and spirit. Thank you, Lord. That are spilled out in front of him on the ground. And he has 2 standing behind their back. This is someone who is focused on the destruction rather than what can be or what is worth salvaging. Thank you, Lord. This is somebody that isn't seeing the forest for the trees. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for confirmation. This DM is regretful. This DM is sorry. But they feel like, or they don't know if they can come back from the battle. They don't know if they can come back home after the war. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Let's answer that for certain for this masculine. They deserve it. Just as much as this feminine deserves closure and peace, so does the masculine. Equal and opposite is always true. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. This DM is in a very deep emotional space. Thank you, Lord. We have the 4 of Vessels. This is someone who is either discontent or bored or tired of an emotional situation or a spiritual situation. Also, the figure on the card focused on the winged cup in the air represents spiritual abundance as far as emotions go. And they're focused on that while totally disregarding the ones on the ground. That is someone who is more focused on their cups, or the spiritual meaning of cups, rather than the physical or material definition of what is emotionally valuable. Thank you, Lord. So yeah. Yes, Lord. With the Ace of Swords and the 4 Vessels both having a lot to do with spirit and with divinity, I believe that this is divinely intuitive. Thank you, Lord. Whatever this truth is an absolute certainty in every aspect of the word to this masculine. And that's what's causing the doubt and the hurt. They're ashamed of themselves. They know what pentacles are. And Lord, I hope they're coming out of it, but there at least was a time where they were sure, because of the cups that had been spilt before them and the secrets and the battles and the obstacles and the truths, the selfishness is holding this masculine back. It's giving this masculine pause. But this pause either has or will supply the temperance, the fire needed, the pain needed to learn the lessons, to make it a part of your being in a way that you can bend without breaking, that you can understand without hating and without negative energy. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Let's move on. Can I get 2 more cards for this temperance? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Another thing to mention, which has never been called to my attention at a reading before, both the 4 of Vessels and the 5 of Vessels have 3 cups and 1 cup separated. On the first one that came out, they were focused on the 3 on the ground. On this one, they're focused on the 1 in the air and disregarding the 3 on the ground. Thank you, Lord. This is victory. Thank you, Lord, for pointing this out. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes, this is how masculine has grasped the Excalibur of truth and battles, because they quit seeking the physical. This masculine is seeking spirit. They're believing, they're building their faith, which is spiritual temperance. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It's about divine time. Thank you, Lord, for both twins. Can I clarify this temperance card? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You're talking to me now. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Guide them. Guide them. Bring your flock home, Lord. They're ready. We have the 3 of Swords. Lord, I pray, Lord, mercy. Lord, I pray for temperance. This masculine seems to be in a deep turmoil. I've never done a reading for either, a combined reading that had swords represented the way they are in so many areas. We have it on every row, and now we have 2 on every row. I'm sorry, there's only 1 on the middle row. But the 3 of Swords is all about deep heartbreak. It's about anguish. It's about pain. It's about betrayal, often associated with third parties. And I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that this masculine is trying, or has been already on this path, tempered by pain about third parties and partnership. This is the pain that has provided the fuel for the temperance. Thank you, Lord. They feel trapped by this, but without this, none of it would be possible. Without this masculine having the strength to walk through this hellfire, just like the feminine is and has and will forever, the masculine will too. Both sides are not understanding. But what both sides have got to understand is there is no separation. It's an illusion. You can only believe in illusion or you can believe in truth. And it took whatever pain, whatever heartache, whatever betrayals have happened have all been divinely orchestrated, not only for this masculine, but equally and oppositely for the feminine. Necessary evil. Painful nonetheless. Scarring nonetheless. There's no perfection, it's balancing. But there is also truth and illusion. Nothing in between. There is no try. There is do and there is do not. This is the Wheel of Fortune, which has been consistently coming out for both of the counterparts. This is a wish come true card. This is fate working in your favor. This is divine cycles. This is complete unity. There's an eagle, a bull, a lion, which represents strength, and a human, and they're all on this Wheel of Fortune. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. This clarifying the temperance for me is telling me that it's time for this masculine to be able to forgive herself and let go of all these swords and rest in peace, and to take the time needed to go inside of herself and seek the truth of why she feels the way she feels when she doesn't want to, of why nothing she tries works out, even though she's so certain at the start that it's meant. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Like I said earlier, it's about divine time. But divine time is here for this masculine. Thank you, Lord. And they know the truth of this, spiritually and physically. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It's time to put to use what you've learned. This is the exam. Can I clarify this 8 of Pentacles, or being happy in your work? Thank you, Lord. We have the 5 of Staves, or Wands, which is chaos. It is destruction. It is having your energies and your emotions pulled in many directions. Thank you, Lord. It's fighting to regain your intuition and listening to it, but also listening to others or letting others distract you on your path. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I talked about this card in the last Divine Masculine reading. Thank you, Lord. This is chaos. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes, like I said, whenever this 8 of Pentacles came out, it is their search for someone who shares, who will give and receive Pentacles, but she hasn't found anyone. As far as this reading is concerned, there is no feminine in this reading yet. But this is everyone that she has been trusting, everyone she thought was like her. They all have different colored hairs, but all of these male figures are all pretty much the same. She thought that she was amongst friends or amongst people she could trust or that she recognized. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And now this Ace of Swords is showing her that that's just an unnecessary struggle. That's trying to introduce chaos into order. And it's a scientific law. It cannot happen. You cannot get order from chaos. And therefore, you cannot get chaos from order. That means everything is ordered, whether it's when you put your shoes on, and if it's not ordered, then it's all random. But it cannot be both. There's no two worlds. That's the truth. That's the Ace of Swords. There is only spirit. All else is an illusion. We have death on the bottom of the deck. This is about death and rebirth. This is about cycles of life, that all creation, even stars, are born and die. Every single thing that we know of, only to the exclusion of atomic structure, changes forms. It has a cycle. It has a half-life. Thank you, Lord. This is about a dying of an old way and a rebirth of a new way. Thank you, Lord. And with it on the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, I think that means that, yes, I'm right. They do realize what Pentacles are now, and that's causing them to understand what they have actually done, what they gave up, and what they gained. Their ends versus their means. Thank you, Lord. 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 Last card for the Divine Masculines, Eight of Pentacles and Five of Staves, is this Queen of Swords. This is a feminine energy based on the Divine Feminines reading yesterday. I'm going to have to do another one probably tomorrow, but this was the energy she was in. The Queen of Swords is a feminine energy who is assured of her truth, stands in her truth, and cuts away all that does not serve her with grace, with elegance, with beauty, and with love. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I think what she thought was Pentacles and what she was valuing caused chaos in her life. And also, it caused her feminine to not only be in this power, but this masculine understands what it took to put this queen in her power. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. So she knows this chaos has distanced her from her wheel of fortune. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That adds to the sadness. Thank you, Lord. Not all who wander are lost. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We have the King of Swords, which is a matched set. The King of Swords is the masculine counterpart to the Queen. The only difference is this king is not as bound by the love aspect of cutting away. They will just ghost. They will just leave. They will just ignore. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. This falling on the Three of Pentacles. Well, the matched suit of Queen of Swords and King of Swords is indication of soulmate or twin flame. I believe that that's what this represents, this masculine and this feminine. But the King of Swords coming out on top of the Three of Pentacles, like I said earlier, confirms to me that they know that their King of Swords energy cut away their partner. They didn't know it, but this is the one that has the same value. This is the one that will return this value. They're realizing with the 3 spilled cups, with the 5 of staves, which also could represent sexuality, wands are a phallic symbol, and with this heartbreak or third parties, betrayal, they think they have possibly cut themselves away from the only partner for them. Remember, now they're just now awakening to the fact that this is true. And they're saying to themselves, oh my God, what did I do? What if they were right? Nothing I have done has worked up to this point. And that is the question that is igniting the fire for temperance. Ask and you shall receive. The equal and opposite of that is if you do not ask, you will never receive. They are at least asking, why did I cut away my only partner, my soulmate, my wheel of fortune? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We have the Fool. This was the first card in the first reading I ever recorded, which was the masculine. Day before yesterday. This is a new beginning. This is a new start. This is number 0 on the deck. We seen 10 on the bottom of the deck a while ago. Death. This is the rebirth. Thank you, Lord. The question is causing a rebirth. And not only that, a move towards their Ace of Swords and their 8 of Pentacles. Their happiness, their abundance, their partner. Thank you, Lord. This is understanding and the pain and the victories that they had to accumulate in the different suits before they could